Hi guys, you alright? Go for a swim? Oh!
My goodness.
Yeah.
Dali,
Mhm.
sundan siya na.
What?
Sundan.
Ah. Hey, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Don't let me stop you. So just wanted to carry on what I was talking about earlier. I had to rush to get here. So I had to cut things off earlier. So I was getting all sorts of phone calls because we had some issues getting some of our guests here. Hello, Execrate. Hi. Hey, man. So, yeah, finally on the Wi-Fi now, and that kind of helps. But here we have the elephants, Sao and Oi, and we have these people have come to see these two elephants. You'll get a better view of them in a minute as they get into the water here at the lake. So, but I don't want to get in the way. Let these people get as many photographs as they like while we have a chat. But yeah, you know, we're talking about, you know, strength and overcoming adversity, and most of us that have. Oh, hi, good to see you back again. So, oh, Emerald Rider, you've got your old channel back then, or what? So, yeah, you were making some good comments earlier, and it was a shame to get kind of cut off in mid-flow there. But you know, the strength of character that any of you have had to use to overcome the general weak-mindedness of most of the population is quite incredible, really, isn't it? You know, and it's important to keep him up. But you know, when we get to accept that life is meant to be challenging, that's the whole point. The whole idea is to have experiences that will allow you to grow, allow you to learn, allow you to improve. And that can't happen unless you have challenging experiences, right? And every animal, just like these elephants, just like us, goes through suffering, we go through trauma. And of course, you know, we can't appreciate the good things, the good people around us, unless we experience the bad. So in many ways, you know, I was just explaining to my daughter, we don't play the victim. If you accept and understand that life is supposed to be challenging, and you know you understand and surrender that, you know, you will encounter suffering, you know, you wouldn't be making demands and saying things like, you know, when you're in a difficult situation, or you might be in pain, you might be suffering, you know, you can't be saying it's not supposed to be this way. because it is. And that's the whole point. You are supposed to endure certain things, encounter certain people that will challenge you. And you do have choices to make. You can either cave in to the pressure, or you can allow it to make you stronger. Yeah, and so, and you will see, especially, these trolls that come along, they have not grown, they have not changed, they're trying the same tactics, they're saying the same things, and it's funny because in some ways they don't see, these kind of narcissistic types, they don't see what others see, because they only see their own self-importance. They only see that they are saying, yeah, they might say things that they think make you look bad, make you look stupid, make you look inadequate or feel inadequate. And really, all they're doing is showing their own inadequacies, showing and projecting their own fear. Remember, the narcissist person is looking, the myth of Narcissus is looking into a mirror, looking at their own reflection, and that possesses them, and they die. You see, and the thing is, these people that come along and continually troll with nothing but fear-based arguments, expecting you to be fearful, expecting you to feel, it's ironic, really, because we're all beyond that. Yeah, hang on, let me just look at that. What's that? Oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah, I was feeling it too, and I got very frustrated to get cut off, but there you go. That's life. It's one of those challenges. Yeah. What's that, Emerald? Getting caught up in emotion is just as destructive. Ego, lose that and the rest of it. Yes, exactly. So then you get to that point where you don't interpret situations as being good or bad, right? They are just situations that need to be dealt with. And that happens in our daily work life or anything like that. There's no need to get stressed out, is there? You just deal with it. Things happen. Problems arise and you deal with them. They're not good or bad. They are just part of the daily grind. And life without challenges would be bloody boring. So, a lot of the time you're dealing with people that want the easy option in life. And the thing is, they want to, and you have to also understand and accept that many people will go through their lives living under that umbrella of fear, and will refuse point blank to even consider changing their thoughts or their lifestyle, and they will cling on to that until their death. Okay, I'm from my personal experience. Yeah, my father was told he had a certain, he got cancer, so he had a certain amount of time to live. And I tried to say, hey, you don't have, you can do this, you can do that, you can change your lifestyle, you can try, how it is when, and I'm sure we've seen the same with the tea drinking rollout. It's just like you try to tell people that there are alternative ways to look after your health, to protect yourself against certain things, but people would rather risk dying, or they will even face their own death and will actually be told how long they have to live by some guy in a white coat, rather than actually try and do something about it. And so while that is very sad and it's very difficult to stand by and watch someone allow that to happen without trying to, and they won't even look into, they won't even investigate so-called alternative therapies. They won't even consider that, for example, diet is a major factor. You know, you are what you eat, and you can actually heal yourself with the right diet. Some people will never ever go, they won't even make that simple step of recognition. So there's nothing you can do about that. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You can talk to them till you're blue in the face. Yeah, you can, but it won't, you know, if they're not ready. Yeah. And we all know this, that's the thing. You see, when you're trying to share your truth-seeking journey, it's not about you, it's about helping others. You want others to be free. That's all you're trying to do. You see that people are suffering unnecessarily. So while we accept and understand that in this life we will experience suffering, the whole point is to overcome that suffering. And that really is just a mindset. It's just, well, it's, you know, it's being able to not get taken and grabbed hold of by that suffering, and really seeing things as neutral, the middle path, as it were. So, you know, while we accept that we will experience suffering, we also do have the chance to not be caught up in that suffering if we decide to dedicate our, you know, if we just try and overcome those fears. As I think I was saying in the car, you know, a lot of this is, we fear things, and you can either avoid it or you can embrace that fear and do it anyway. And you will find that then once you've done it and you've survived it, you have then overcome that fear, and you are not controlled by that fear anymore. But of course, for a lot of us, we will do our best to avoid experiencing the things that we fear most, right? So when you see these trolls coming in or whatever, you know, they are just too scared to contemplate reality. They are too scared to accept or admit or to surrender to the idea that they were misled or they believed something, because it takes away the very foundation of who they are. Of course, they identify with something. They identify with their belief. You know, you'll find that the most these people that are defending the globe most zealously are the ones that have identified so strongly with their belief, and they, you know, so they. Do you see what I mean? Whether they might be, you know, the less attachment you have. Sure, we've all grown up believing it or being told what to believe, and so that's difficult to let go of in the first place. But depending on how much you identified with the globe earth belief in the first place is going to dictate how much more difficult it is. So of course they project their own fear, you know, and that's the thing. It's all about them, because they feel they're being attacked. They want to preserve themselves, and they fear something that doesn't need to be feared. They fear the unknown. They fear having to let go of that belief and the unknown. And for the rest of us, it's like, now you embrace the unknown and you float down the river. Yeah, it's like getting into this water. Yeah, you don't know what is down there. There could be, you know, there could be piranhas, there could be snakes, there could be this and that. Yeah, but you can overcome that fear, and then you can go swimming in the lake. How many of you would do it? How many of you would just you know, obviously there are times when you should be sensible to preserve your life. if you know something's dangerous. But here we have some people enjoying the lake, and they're okay. And so you would have a choice then. Do you yeah? Do you enter the unknown, overcome your fear, or do you just stay fearful and don't have so much of an adventure? Let's have a look at the chat. Execrate was easy, honestly, Nick, to just be me. Nobody is going to do it better. The struggle would be to wear the social mask and deny myself. Yeah, that's it. You're right. Yeah. It's the opposite in that sense, isn't it? Okay. The irony, what's that, Brian? The irony is not my know what's really being real. Or many, okay, not many know what's really. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, a good point again, Emerald. Losing the fear of losing beliefs. Yeah. You're in the same boat with close family. It's heartbreaking, and this is their experience, not mine. Yeah. Okay. It is heartbreaking, isn't it? But that's all part of our journey as well, because part of that journey is accepting and surrendering to the fact that those people will have their journey, and there is nothing you can do. That's a form of suffering in itself, isn't it? You know. Yeah, and we have to put that aside.
Cannot teach anything. Yeah,
Sean, hello. It's the same dynamics of narc abuse being used wholesale on the people of the world. Quickest way to understand exactly how is to dig deep into mark personalities, behavior patterns, and thinking. Yeah, good point, Sean. Yeah, because you're talking about addictions and distractions, and yeah, wow, it's But again, people pull themselves out of that deep hole, and of course they are the best teachers from then on. I would happily, if I was in a position to do so, I would happily employ an ex-addict, because that person would be so strong. Yeah, they've overcome immense adversity. Yeah, so I would prefer someone like that, because they've had to be honest with themselves. If you've overcome an addiction, you've had to first of all admit that you had one. Most people won't even go there, so that makes you a stronger character. Thank you, Dave. That's nice to see you there. Okay. Right, Sean, it's especially important to see them. They use other people who are not necessarily narcos themselves and believe that they're acting on good information. Yeah, of course. A lot of the time, for a smackhead, for example, wants to, what they want is to be in the same. They want people to be in their same group. Yeah, posers. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, all right, there you go. Just follow our little charges there. Charges, as in elephants. There they go. Off to chill a bit more now. Mm-hmm. So. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing. And yeah. it's just good to have. I feel it too sometimes when we're conversing and there are some good comments. You feel it, even across the airwaves. Yeah, it's nice. So let's carry on. Let's do more of this, okay? Because I think it is important to help others overcome that fear. The more it becomes normal to think and talk honestly and openly, the more it will happen, and we can just encourage that. Because once we get to that point where we're not distracted by fake ideas about how the way things should be, we just talk about the way things are and the way people are and we are. This is just, this helps. It helps others. Yeah. So, and I've had some lovely comments from people recently that just kind of, I don't know, just things. People resonate with truth and honesty, right? And when there's no fear about being honest about who you are and what we are, then we can accomplish so much more. Because you'll see, political wranglings and stuff. It's all about egos. They're all battling. We're wasting time. We waste so much time battling over perceptions and egos and things like that, rather than just being totally honest with each other. Yeah? And when the general public learns to overcome their fears and their programming, we'll make so much more progress so much more quickly. Yeah, so that's always been the goal here. Well, it's certainly become more of the goal now to do that, to just carry on talking about the journey and the experiences, because it's still a long way to go, but that's fine. We can all enjoy the ride together. Yeah, so I'll say goodbye for now, and we'll catch up very soon. Okay, cheers.